Welcome back. Today we are going to look at day 2 of the plans. And what I will do with my students as well on day 2. So if you are looking at your lesson plans alongside of me, I always use this little 2 pieces of paper here to open it up so I can scroll easily down through the copyright and credits. And after I'm already, I've read the using this guide and everything. So I can come down here, and a quick way to get to day 2 is just to click there or to click on the 2 on the side. But then my students will start with the aperitivo slideshow. So today's aperitivo for day 2 is going to be right here. This is day 2. So our aperitivo today is going to be actually the first one in the slideshow. Actually, before you get to this, I'm going to have what day they go with on the slides. So by the time you are doing this, these slides are going to have the lovely little day notes right here. So this is a review, like I said in video 1, this is a review of what we did yesterday. So I'm going to pop this up on the board. This is a really great way if you use aperitivos, if you use warm-ups of any kind. We use somos with campanadas and huellas. We call them aperitivos. If you use them, this is a great way to review. And on evaluations, that always looks great to have a connection with yesterday's learning and then today's learning, and how is this lesson progressing. So it's also a great way for you to have time to get attendance taken. This is why I forget to take attendance all the time. I am not great at remembering to use aperitivos. Oh, I'm not sure if that actually shared with you whenever I popped that out to I clicked on the link, but I'm thinking it still stayed on the paper for you. We're keeping this real in book club. This is what my life is like. Do you remember teaching during COVID? Yeah, it's basically, like that still, if you try to share screens and stuff. So they're going to fill all of this in. Again, a really great connection to whatever your lesson is that you're doing today from yesterday to show that that this has a trajectory that you're going through. Next up, I want to introduce them. So the second cultural thing is that I want to introduce them to the reading Un ajolote, un animal único. So I'm going to have them do the introductory reading. And then we're going to do quiz trade. And quiz trade is just a cooperative learning activity. It gets kids up and moving. And you can have them walk all over the room, or you can have them be inside circle, outside circle. So if you have a class of 24, you'd have 12 inside with their backs all toward the center of the circle facing out, and then 12 outside standing in front of those kids. If I have an odd number, I just make one pair Siamese twins, and I say everywhere you go together, and then you talk to that person together. So how it works, we've read the reading. I'm going to show you the reading really quick. It's just a little reading about an axolotl, like what they are. And then this is the follow-up mixer, the quiz trade. So these cards will be cut out. I do not have mine cut out yet. These cards will be cut out, and the students will be using them to talk to the student in front of them. So if I go to Dylan and I have, where does an axolotl live? I'll ask him, ¿Dónde vive el ajolote? And he will have to say whether, and then I ask him, ¿En el agua o en la tierra? He will say that it lives in el agua. I can see, because it's pink, I can see that the correct answer is en el agua. Then he will ask me his question. ¿Qué tiene el ajolote en la cabeza? Is it branquias, el corazón, o otro ajolote? And if I say branquias o A, B, C, then we trade cards after we've asked each other the questions. Now I have Dylan's question, he has mine, and we go find another person. So constantly I'm asking a different question and I'm answering a different question as I go around the room. So it's a really fun little follow-up game to do a quiz trade. I'm down pretty far, so I'm just going to use the 2 on the side to navigate back up here. After you have your new cards, then I'm going to wrap up with the activity El Ajolote y Yo. And this just, like it says, an axolotl and I. So here's me, here's the axolotl. What do we both have? We both have eyes, we both have a mouth. So simple thing, but just a way to connect their own personal life to an axolotl and how they're alike and different, and to reinforce kind of that axolotl vocabulary, that he has patas, that he has a cola, that we don't have branquias. And then what do we both have? Bien. So that is going to be it for my day 2. If that's not enough stuff, like maybe you read through the reading quickly. A lot of times when I'm reading the reading, I stop and ask them some questions too. Maybe the mixer went really fast for you, or your students couldn't handle doing a mixer. And so you had to sit them back down and just, you can always, if you have a class that you don't think will handle the mixer well, have them just sit and you ask the questions and then they can answer. You could even play it as a team game where all the teams have whiteboards and you can read it aloud and say ABC and they respond ABC on their boards. I would say maybe not to have them copy the word, like to say branquias, they aren't going to know how to spell it yet because they only have seen it in that reading so far. So maybe you give them ABC for the possibilities. They should recognize it, I think, from hearing it. But we'll see in the game. So you decide how you want to play that part. And then they have their little follow-up. If you would happen to have a little extra time, it doesn't hurt a thing to go on and do something from a different section, to show them some pictures of ajolotes from the internet. This is pretty much what I think I can get done in my 48-minute class period. And so hopefully it is the same way for you. I also, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, even when we're reading a reader, I do free voluntary reading, sustained silent reading in my reading library. So we will be doing that. So that may make my timing even a little less time in the classroom. So that would be something. And there's coloring pages at the back here. So if you want to keep those kind of preloaded into your LMS and you get to the end of a unit or get to the end of a day of study, and then you have stuff left, time left, pull up a coloring page and have them do a little coloring. And that will take up that last little bit of time to get and give you a little break for the day 2. So thanks for hanging out for day 2. I will see you for day 3. Bye-bye.